do you have to say about those guys in front?
Yeah, I think they did a really good job from the ground floor, going to school those tight ends, and also those running backs because they were some of the lead blockers, some of our +1 run game quarterback wise, and so all those guys did what they needed to do. I don't know what our longest run was on the day. I mean, it looks like 16 yards, and that's what's going to happen against these outfits. I mean, they're tough, they're physical, they rip at the ball. A lot of big hits, and the ball stayed in our possession. So I'm a big fan of those guys up front. Always have been, always will be. And they only get usually credit when these types of games happen. I think there was 1 sack in the game on one of the trick plays that we put out there. So those things are going to take a little bit longer. But when you talk about going into against Weber, a man-free team that you rush the ball as well as you did at times, move the sticks. 10 of 16 on 3rd and 4th down. You have to do that. And you got to keep the quarterback clean, which they did.
You talk a lot about the importance, obviously, of winning special teams, and it seems like you guys did win that today. I wanted to ask about the fake field goal. Was that by design, or was that Efton picking it up and seeing something?
No, by design.
It was.
Yeah, and it's kind of a Coach Mental, great coach. Coach Hill was special teams coach. We've been burned many times by these guys, so we employed something that we thought we could take advantage of. We did, and so it was kind of advantage us at that point, and that was by design. We had a couple coaches put that together. They gave us a look that we anticipated, and it was executed flawlessly. Only thing left was to score, but we ended up scoring the next play, if I remember right. So yes, it was something that we saw and exposed, and you need to have those things in those games. So we're always going to have something if we need to go to it, and felt like it was necessary at that time.
And then I don't know, in 3 decades at Eastern, have you ever had 3 quarterbacks in the backfield at one time?
I would probably say no. That's probably I don't know if anybody in the country's ever had that. It's what we got to lean on. Justice Jackson was unavailable going into the game. Found out midweek that was going to be, he was going to be able. So we were trying to do what we could with what we had. And so you got a guy like Tuna that was going to carry the workload. He told us during the week, don't take me out. This game's going to be physical, so you're going to need a blow or two every once in a while. I think we only had 4 possessions in the first half, so it felt like we were a little bit fresh based on the 4 possessions and 2 touchdowns. But it's a game we're on, some of those long drives, we had to get them out, and we're always going to utilize those guys. It just so happens that it was something that benefited us without the services of justice. And so those guys did a great job, selfless guys, and 15's a winner, 13's a winner, and 0's a winner. I mean, at the end of the day. And, it's fortunate that, very fortunate we're on the winning side of things, and everybody's going to compare last week to this week, and we just stay in the moment. We don't worry about 7 days ago. You guys all talk about that. That's for people to pick straws and grab straws and all that stuff, and kind of hang on those things. These guys are resilient. If you question that, then conversation not going to last very long. That was a hell of an effort by everybody involved, coaches, behind the scenes folks, and we knew it was going to be that way. It's been a long time since we've beat Weber, so we're going to appreciate this one for 24.
Coach, what's it like for you guys to walk away from a game like this with the win? It's back and forth the whole way.
I mean, it's kind of the antithesis of a lot of our games this year. A couple of them have been, we've been out in front or we've been behind. It's kind of was a little bit Fresno State-ish. If I felt like there was no one really took control of the game. Fresno State is 14-3 at half, and it was kind of back and forth a little bit like Idaho, but then they kind of got out in front of us. This one was back and forth the entire time. We could have made some more plays, ton of PIs, so we got to look at that stuff because that extended drives for them. So that was we kind of gave them a few freebies in that department. Guys are going to make plays. One of their biggest plays was in the last series. We're playing cover 2, and Jaron Banks is running with the guy running the middle of the field, and he's in front of him. He's all over him. I didn't like the fact that he made the play either, but they're going to make plays too. But we buckled down, and a true freshman in his first game made the last play of the game. So it just goes to show you anybody is capable at any time to make the biggest play, and that's what Derek did. So I'm proud of not only him, but all those guys stepped up tonight. A lot of guys had big efforts.
that last touchdown drive for you guys, it was 4th and 2. Could have kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
Was that even a thought, or was it?
It's always a thought. We're thinking about things. I try to be 2 plays ahead. I try to stay in the moment, but think about the next moment. Has no bearing on what happened 2 weeks ago or a week ago or a quarter ago. It's flow of the game. It's feel. It was a situation where I didn't think we weren't going to get it. I felt in my heart of hearts that those guys were going to lean, and we were going to get the first down. And then late it was 3rd and goal from the 2 or 3, and we ended up scoring with Jared Taylor, if I remember right, late. And so I just. It's a lot of feel thing. We don't go by analytics. We talk about it, and at the end of the day, you got to be ready because it's a 40-second clock, so you got to roll. You got to be ready to make a decision, be confident with your decision, and whatever happens, happens, and not look back and second guess yourself because of a situation. If not, defense go back out there and go defend their offense.
What does it say about the boys of this group that you decide to go for it and then they execute?
Yeah. Well, as much as I love to say, this is what we're going to do, this is how you're going to do it, and then it gets it done. It doesn't always happen that way because they play defense too. And again, it goes without saying, Coach Cheney gets a lot of credit for getting those guys on board, believing in all the schemes and all the things, because we threw a lot at ourselves this week to be able to manufacture a run game because it wasn't going to be easy. They got an extra hat in the box, and so we had to do some things to create at least a push in that front 7. And it says a ton. This group's always been poised. It's unfortunate again. They don't have a moment where we're getting poised, and so all of a sudden everybody thinks that we're unpoised or we're not poised. Then we fast forward, and then they're poised, and then they're not poised, and then they're poised, and they're not poised. We'll just stay in the moment. This is a resilient bunch, poised bunch. They believe in each other, and as long as we're playing good football, complementary football, and winning 2 of the 3 phases, we're always going to have a chance.
What is it like to have number 5 there in the back?
Big bruiser. He wants it. I told him last spring, get selfish with your carries. Sometimes selfish is good. You don't have to share carries. You can keep leaning. He's a fall forward guy. Unless we're not doing our job up front. He's a fall forward guy, so he's always going to give you 1 or 2 extra after contact. He stays in bounds. He knows what he's doing. He's great in protection. He's got hands out of the backfield. When you have a guy that's a 3-down back, it's now you can rely on him on 1st, 2nd, or 3rd down, and he practices the way he plays, and it shows.
Coach, I'm not sure if you've looked at the box score yet, but 0 turnovers in this game. When's the last time you played a game with no turnovers?
5 weeks ago. It's been 4 weeks in a row we've had 0 turnovers. Yeah, so we've had been on the plus side of things the last 3 weeks. We've gotten turnovers, haven't given up the ball. So this one, I don't know the last time it was 0-0. I don't know that one. But the last time we gave one up was 4 weeks or 5 weeks ago. We had 4 straight. We work on it. We talk about it. And really it's like Coach BJ says, ball security is almost a respect for your team. You hang on to the ball because that ball is so respected, and you don't want to disrespect your teammates, and we've done a good job with that. It's when you're efficient, good things come, and good things came tonight.
And I suppose the stop from the defense at the end.
Huge.
What's that say about that unit?
Huge. You're on your edge of the chair as they got in the high red zone area. I wasn't expecting that. Burned their timeouts, tackled the ball carrier. I think it's at the 20 minute and 30 some odd seconds left. I think at the end of the day, felt good with 2 if we need to use 2, but I like situations where they got to call things, and I don't stop the clock for them. But if we need a blow to get home, we pressure quarterback. He got out a couple times, but I'll tell you what, those guys settled in at the right time, and it's a 4-down game at that point. They're going to go for it every time. The ball's going to be thrown in the air without timeouts, and we did what we needed to do. Pretty or not pretty, it got done. So I'm proud of this group.
Coach, you talked a little bit about how Jared Green that played at the end hadn't played all year,
Mm-hmm.
and there have been a lot of true freshmen stepping up this year and making plays. How does that play specifically impact how you as a coach or your other coaches talk and prepare young guys to always be ready?
Yeah, it's it falls on deaf ears if they never get a chance. You can only tell them to practice so hard, so long, and so well, and if they don't get chances. Last week we took a lot of we looked at a lot of things. And I told the team after the game, we got to look at a lot of things. That was unacceptable, that last 16 minutes. The fortunate thing for us, we can evaluate that because a lot of the same guys played in the first 44 minutes that played in the last 16 minutes of the game. And we felt like there's some guys that can give us some energy, give us some playmaking ability. And I told those coaches, don't fret putting those guys in. True freshmen against a great team, just play them if they've earned the right to play. And I think when someone earns the right to play, you got to give them a chance to play. And so we'll build off this performance. We'll look at it. But it's awesome to see an 18-year-old knock that ball down late and be able to celebrate. Coach Bruce, he's one excited coach. It's awesome.
Good. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.